Welcome back, everybody. I have in front of me one sealed case. That's 4 boxes of Topps Marvel the Collector. Contained within this case, 12 cards. 3 cards per box. Topps advertised this saying it would be 3 packs with 1 card per pack. Turns out they're not even packs, so we don't get to rip them. They're just in magnetic holders in a box. So before we get into this, let's spend some time just looking at what we have here. So the way these boxes are broken down, as I said, 3 cards per box. Each box has a perfection card, like Iron Man right here, numbered to 100 or less. There's a mystery pack that includes an insert like Villainy right here, or Marvel Tomorrow. And then there's an autograph pack that includes an autograph, either the Collector's Museum, the autograph variant of the Perfection cards, a dual autograph, something like that. So that's what we're chasing here. Now, you know from previous videos, I was already very skeptical of this release. I think 3 cards is ridiculous, and then Topps announced the EQL at $500 a box. I did not win the EQL. I had to go aftermarket to get my boxes, and I did that before the EQL because I wanted to make sure they got here in time for me to make this video that you're watching right now. So when they released the EQL, the only thing they put out was the checklist, and it came out about 45 minutes before the EQL. So there wasn't a ton of time to absorb this before you had to decide whether you were getting in. But here's the gist. Perfection cards for the Perfection pack, Perfection pack, there's 85 on the checklist, okay? Now, cards, all the cards in this set are numbered to 100 or lower. There are no 50s. It's 100, 25, 15, 10, 5, and 1. That's a total, if we add those up, of 156 of each card. So you're thinking, oh, there's only 156 of each card. That's rare. That means they're scarce. That's great. Well, not really. Because if we look at the checklist here, you're going to see a lot of characters that nobody's really looking for. Kind of the same thing as Marvel Studios and Marvel Chrome. There's just a bunch of filler on the checklist. You know, I don't know a lot of people who are looking for the Leader, for example, or Gaia, or I don't know, Zuri. You know, this kind of goes on for a while. But so in the Perfection packs, there's a total of 85 cards. There's 156 of each card. There's a Perfection pack in every box. So if you take 156 and multiply it by 85, you get something in the vicinity of 13,000, which implies that there are 13,000 boxes of this product. In the mystery pack, which is where you can pull a sketch, and we'll get to odds in a second, you're either getting one of the 25 Marvel Tomorrow cards, one of the 25 Villainy cards, one of the 25 Showstoppers, an Infinity Gauntlet if you're extremely lucky, but those are extremely limited. We'll talk about those in a second. Or you might get a sketch. So there's 75 cards at 156 each, including numbered to 100, 25, 15, 10, 5, 1. 75 that can be in the mystery pack plus the sketches. And then we move on to the autographs, which come in the Perfection variation or a dual autograph. Treasures of Asgard are specific to characters from Thor, and then the Infinity Gauntlet variation. Now, the shtick with the Infinity Gauntlet is for each stone, there's 6 or fewer cards. So for IG, I'm assuming IG6, that's 1 Infinity Stone. There's 6 of those. IG5, that's 2 Infinity Stones. There's 5 of those. 4 of these, 3 of these, 2 of these, all the way down to the full gauntlet with all 6 stones. There's only 1 of those, and then 1 autograph variation. So in total, there is only 42 Thanos cards across all of those 13,000 boxes. Why am I still talking about this? Well, I said very specifically that I was concerned that the collector wouldn't offer a lot of value, and I'm seeing that in the checklist because not only are there a bunch of characters that no one collects, did you want a Hugh Jackman autograph? He's not on the checklist. Ryan Reynolds, not on the checklist. Chris Hemsworth, not on the checklist. Tom Holland, not on the checklist. Tom Hiddleston, not on the checklist. A lot of the larger chases from Marvel Studios and Marvel Studios Chrome are not here in this very expensive high-end set. We're talking an average $167 per card out of one of these boxes if you got it at the EQL price. So I've watched a number of breaks of this already. And I'm here to tell you, people are getting wrecked. I saw one case, that's 12 cards, where 11 of the cards were numbered to 100. And if you're thinking, well, they're all numbered, like you just said, there's only 156 of each. They're very rare. You're sort of right. But the thing is, when every card is rare, none of the cards are, and the cards to 100 effectively become base cards. So if you open a case of 12 cards and 11 of them are base cards and you just spent $800 on the case, you're probably not going to be happy. I don't expect to be happy today. And I always give this disclaimer when I open these boxes. If something amazing comes out of one of them, I will be happy. That does not mean it's going to happen to you. And I would err on the side of expecting it not to. There is one particular breaker channel where I've seen the same person buy a number of a number of personal boxes, and I've watched every one of those breaks because I'm rooting for this poor guy, and he just keeps getting wrecked again and again and again. Now, that guy's probably got the money to do it. I hope so. But I'm just going to say, I don't like this set. I don't like where it's headed. I don't like the checklist. And I really, really, really don't like the odds. Let's dive into this for a moment, shall we? Perfection Orange. You'll notice that there's no Perfection to 100 on here because they consider it a base card. They didn't even bother putting it on here. You're likely to get one in your box, period. Note that when we're looking at the odds here, these are number of packs. So in Orange, Perfection is 1 in 17 packs. There's 3 packs per box. Each card is a pack, apparently, even though, again, there are no packs in here. So if you want an Orange of the Collector, you have to open 17 packs, which is almost 6 boxes. So that's $3,000 that you're going to spend for what is effectively a base card. I know a lot of you are coming into this hoping for some of the cool sketches, the art house sketches that they showed off. Those are 1 in 70 packs, which would be 1 in 23 boxes, slightly more than 1 in 23 boxes. 23 boxes, of course, even at $500 a box. Well, I'm not that good at math. What is that, $11,500? I mean, that's crazy. Miller Magnificence. If you ever wonder how I determine how many cards are on a checklist, I like to go to cards that I can quantify. So there are 20 Frank Miller sketches in this, and they are 1 in 1,683 packs. So if we take 1,683, multiply it by 20, we get about 33,000. Divide that by 3, you get 11,000, which is in the ballpark. Somewhere between 11 and 13,000 boxes here. Same deal with Thanos, the 1 of 1, 33,660 divided by 3 is 11,000. That's how many boxes there are, ish. These never work out quite the way I expect them to. But most of the really decent autographs on this checklist are in the dual autos checklist, and dual autographs start at 1 in 274 packs. That is 1 in 91 boxes. So you're not really likely to get that. The other thing is, I expected a more tightly focused checklist for this, and we didn't really get it. There's a lot of folks on this checklist that are, and I'm not trying to diss anybody here, but they're just not characters that people are interested in. And I think it's interesting to call a set the collector when it has less collectability than the much less expensive sets that came before it. So, with all that said, I don't know what's going to happen here. As you guys know, I sell a lot of cards, particularly on eBay, in order to make ends meet so that I can keep opening new things. I really make decisions about what I'm buying based on what I think I can make back, what percentage of my investment is the minimum, how low the floor is. The floor on this product is very, very, very low. And it reminds me of Topps Pixar Gold, where I opened one box for $400. The amount of money I was able to make back on that $400 box was $16. History may be repeating itself here today. Now, I know some of you don't like it when I'm super negative in the videos, and I'm going to try not to be that way while we're actually opening the product. There it is. Oh, it's upside down. Let's give it a fair shake, as fair a shake as I can after I just told you all the things I think are wrong with this. So it's a huge box. The boxes look really nice. I will say, I think Topps, in particular, has an issue where they conflate the thickness of a card with the value of a card, because they seem to be really comfortable doing this thing where they just make a really thick card and call it premium. These cards are very thick. All right. These boxes are gigantic, so I need to make some room here. Bear with me for a moment. Bigger than I expected even. All right. Here we have it. Topps Marvel Studios The Collector. 3 packs per box, 1 card per pack. Again, they're not packs. There's just foam on top of them. They're in magnetic holders. Pretty simplistic exterior box here. For pack odds, go online. I already showed you the odds. And then, what will be inside your mystery pack? The box asks. Most likely an insert to 100 that doesn't have a lot of collectability, unfortunately. So, here we go. If you're wondering what it looks like when I'm nervous about an opening, it looks like me talking for 10 minutes before I actually take the cellophane off of anything. Okay. That's the layout. So we have our perfection card, 1 per box, our mystery card, which again is going to be one of the 3 insert types, or a sketch, or can be a bonus auto, and then the autograph card, which can be any of a variety of things. Now, if all of these are numbered to 100, we got skunked, period. So we're going to start off with our perfection card. Here we go. Numbered to 100. Looks like 51 of 100. It's Taskmaster. I mean, they did give us these nice thick pieces of foam. So, I mean, you could squint at that and call it a card and be like, oh, I got 6 cards in my box, I guess, if you really needed to. As you can see, the card is thick. Therefore, it's valuable, question mark. Is there any possibility I'm going to make an average $167 on this card? No. And again, I had to buy these aftermarket, so $167 a card wouldn't even do it for me. So, next up is the mystery card. That's a base. That's going to be to 100. Showstoppers. Ego's Secret revealed, 61 of 100. I will say also, see that little chip right there? I've seen a lot of QC problems with these cards, even though they're in mags. I guess they were handled a lot. I've seen a lot of bad edges, a lot of dents like that. I just don't think that should be the case in a high-end product. Autograph card. Last chance for this box to not be totally awful. At least it's to 25. 25 of 25. It is the Omega. It's Lewis Pullman as Sentry on the Perfection autograph. I don't know if you can hear that, but if you can, Mrs. Havoc is vacuuming the kitchen upstairs. So that's box 1. Hold that thought. Okay. I'm back. Anyway. She didn't think I'd be able to hear that. So, box 1, Taskmaster to 100, Showstoppers insert, damaged to 100, Lewis Pullman autograph to 25. This has to be worth quite a bit of money for me to make anything back on the box. Box number 2. I'm sure some of you are wondering, since I only opened 1 box of Pixar Gold, why I am opening a full case of this. And the answer is because when I only open one box of something, I tend to feel like I haven't given it a fair shake. Unless I can tell things are really bad from the checklist and odds sheet like I could with Pixar Gold. I want to believe that this set is good and can be good. I don't really. Perfection. One of 25. It's Yondu. Yondu, 1 of 25. Better. Mystery card. Can't tell if that's base or black. It is black. Number 3 of 10 is a Showstoppers Avengers Assembled. So this is an example of a good card in the set, right? Because you're numbered to 10 or lower, which is really what we're looking for here. And it's an iconic moment. Everyone remembers this moment from the first Avengers movie, who has seen the first Avengers movie at least. I will say this box so far at a 25 and a 10 is obviously much better than the first box. Let's see what the autograph has in store for us. 21 of 100. And it's Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. That's actually not bad either. Mainline Avenger, well-known celebrity. Okay. Second box. Yeah, not so bad. Is it enough for me to make the money back? We'll see. Moving on to box number 3. Hey, by the way, if you like watching me set money on fire like this, and you've not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. At least hit like for me. That'll help other people see this and hopefully make informed decisions based on the checklist and the odds sheet. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this set and my pulls. Let me know if you've gotten anything from it. Let me know if you bought any of it, if you got through the QL, any of that good stuff. All right, we're halfway through this case. Perfection card number 3. Looks like a base. Is indeed number 28 of 100. It's Zuri. Forrest Whitaker as Zuri from Black Panther. I gotta tell you, to be completely honest, I don't think most of the Perfection cards that aren't autographs are going to be worth the paper they're printed on. Mystery card. Looks orange. Another Showstoppers. 19 of 25. An explosive escape. That is Iron Man escaping from the cave in Iron Man 1. To 25 with a bad corner. I think the QC thing is the most frustrating thing for me. These cards should be absolutely perfect. They're called Perfection. All right. Third and penultimate autograph. The Collector's Museum. Let's go this way. Number 5 of 100. It's Don Cheadle as War Machine. Don Cheadle. I'm actually surprised he's not in the suit on that card. That's a little unusual, but I guess that's how the collector would keep him in the museum. This card also has a bad lower left corner. Several soft corners, in fact. All right. Well, that's 3 of the 4. Here's the last one. I'm going to be honest. I need something huge out of this box, or I didn't do very well here. that's that for the cellophane. So whatever's in here is destiny. Starting with our perfection card. $50 of 100, so it's to base. It is a base card. It's Sentry again. Okay. Mystery card. Purple Marvel Tomorrow. So this is going to be to 15. 13 of 15. That's Human Torch. And finally, our last autograph card. Really need this to be something big. Nine of 15. It's Yellow Jacket. Corey Stahl as Yellow Jacket, 9 of 15. Okay. And there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and say, obviously, these are the best pulls, right? Followed by Corey Stahl. He's not a mainline Avenger. These guys are. Human Torch to 15 might have some value. Showstoppers to 10, since it's an iconic moment, might have some value. Maybe there's a Yondu collector out there who's looking for something at 25. I don't know. I would not say I have mixed feelings. I would say I'm feeling kind of ambivalent. I just, I don't love this set. I think that this is not the direction I want Marvel cards to go. Let me know how you feel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me complain for 20 minutes or however long this has been. And I will see you next time. Cheers.